Hello students, this is Dr. Mercado speaking. I just wanted to record a short lecture over what's going to be happening in week number 7. Okay, so if we go to week number 7 content folder in Blackboard, if we go to our module overview, you'll see what we're going to be doing. And basically this week, all we're going to be doing is finalizing and submitting the group project. Okay, so this group project is going to be submitted this week along with the self and peer evaluation. Now, in this particular assignment, there's some items that will be covered per the objectives of the course. The first one is our program learning objective number 1, in which students will identify and explain consistency, disclosure, faithful representation, and materiality accounting principles as described by GAAP. Students are going to explain the 3 forms of business organizations found in the current business environment, and students are going to identify the difference between accrual and cash basis accounting. These are some objectives that have to be met for the course, okay? And these items have been embedded within the assignment in addition to other items that I have included, okay? Now, we have 2 submissions. We have the group project submission, that is 1 submission per group, okay? So you designate 1 group member from your group. Once you're finalized your group project, that 1 person is going to submit that 1 presentation, and that is what's going to be graded. Now, students also have to complete the self and peer evaluation. That is on an individual basis. Every single student needs to submit it. If you do not submit the self and peer evaluation, you're going to get a big 0 for the entire assignment. When you complete the self and peer evaluation, make sure that you are truthful in your responses because I do read those and I do take action depending on what you all wrote down on your evaluations, okay? Everything for week number 7 is due on Sunday, March the 6th at 11 p.m. Now, what's going to happen, there's a folder called group project number 1. In that folder, you have 2 assignments. The first one is the group project. If you click on there, this is where 1 person in each group is going to upload the assignment, okay? This is where they're going to upload the final file that you're going to be submitting, okay? Before you submit the file, make sure that all of the group project requirements are met. I do not grade the project based on what each individual student did. No, I grade it based on a collaborative effort from the group, okay? So depending on how the entire group presented the information, the kind of information presented is the grade that I give, okay? Learning to work in groups is very important. We're going to be using that in life in general. So we need to be able to learn to communicate, organize ourselves, strategize, designate who's going to be doing what, put things together, collaborate. It's just, something that is required. Okay? Working alone is not an option. I don't want to hear it that, Miss, I work. Yes, you work, and so do so many other students, okay? So we need to figure out the best time or day, or figure out a way how to get the work done, okay? So organization, time management is very, very important, okay? Now, we are creating a PowerPoint presentation. The PowerPoint presentation, remember, it needs to be between 15 to 18 slides of content. This is actual information that you're presenting dealing with the different requirements. On top of the 15 to 18 slides of content, you also need to include a cover page that includes the title of your presentation along with the names of the students that participated only. I only want the names of the students that actively participated in the assignment included in the cover page. And a reference page also needs to be included, okay? Number 2 is very important. Notes need to be included in each of the PowerPoint slides. Each of the slides needs to have notes ranging in 150 to 250 words, okay? If you don't satisfy this requirement, points will be deducted. Do not overload your slide with information, okay? The actual slide should only have key phrases, key points, diagrams, charts, and then you verbally, within the lecture, you supplement the information on the slide with what you have on your notes, okay? Please cite your sources. within either the notes section or the actual slide. If you obtain the source from somewhere, this is not your knowledge, then you need to cite, okay? Make sure that you do not copy and paste. You need to paraphrase the information. And even though you paraphrase, you need to cite your sources, okay? Make sure you try as much as you can to cite accordingly. I understand this is not an English class, this is an accounting class, but please make sure that you try your very best to cite all of your sources and that you do not plagiarize, okay? All group members must actively participate in researching, preparing the presentation, and the delivery of the presentation, okay? In addition, all group members must record the section of the presentation they worked on, okay? I don't want, well, I couldn't record or whatever the case may be. Everybody should be recording. Now, when you are recording your presentation, make sure that you introduce yourself, okay? So you can state, hi, I'm Claudia and I'll be presenting the next part that deals with different business entities. Or hi, I'm Luis and I'm going to be presenting the section that deals with materiality or whatever the case may be. That way I know who is speaking, because if not, I have no idea who's talking. And then I can't really identify who participated and who did not participate. So before you start a section, if it's going to be a brand new person, please make sure that that person just introduces themselves before they begin talking about, their section of the presentation. The presentation needs to have audio. Make sure that the audio is clear, okay? Check your audio files. I will not be accepting presentations that are missing the audio, okay? If it has no audio, it will get a 0, okay? When presenting, like I said, state your name when speaking and just, be comfortable. You're at your home, presenting. There's nobody watching. Feel comfortable with the content you're presenting. So you should be very familiar with that information because you've researched it and you've put it together, okay? The title slide must be included. Include all of the names of the group members who participated only. The title slide needs to also have audio. The title slide is going to be introducing the topic. So you're going to highlight the title of the presentation and the group members that participated in the presentation, okay? The reference page needs to be included and the sources organized in alphabetical order. So let's say, for example, you had 3 or 4 group members work on their individual sections. You bring in all of the references. Those references, all of the references put together need to be organized alphabetically to one master file or one master list. Okay, so that reference list should be organized. If there are any duplicate, let's say for example Juan and Maria use the same reference, so we have it twice, remove one of them. So you should need to clean up your reference list, make sure that only one is included and that the references are listed in alphabetical order. Okay, plagiarism is not tolerated. Please make sure that you cite your sources accordingly. Okay, paraphrase, put into your own words. And of course, always cite. Okay. Students are encouraged to include statistics, graphs, charts, and images within your presentations. Now, when developing these presentations, you need to assume that the audience has no knowledge of what you're presenting. So pretend that you're presenting to a group of first graders, okay, that have no idea anything about business. So you want to be able to explain it at that level, at a very basic level. So they can be able to understand what is it that you're speaking about. The requirements for this presentation include defining and explaining what a business is, explain the forms of business organizations to include a service business, a merchandising business, and a manufacturing business. What is the difference between those 3 types of businesses? Provide 5 examples of each type of business. That way we get a general idea and understanding, okay, this is a service business and these are some examples. Okay, now I understand. The same thing for merchandising and for manufacturing. Okay, we're also going to explain each of the forms of business entities to include sole proprietorship, partnership, corporations, and limited liability companies. We're going to identify the strengths and the weaknesses of each of the mentioned businesses. And we're going to explain in detail a variety of accounting principles and their importance to financial information. How is the consistency principle important to financial information? Okay? How is the disclosure principle? What impact does that have to our financial information? Don't just define it, but explain and tie the importance of that specific principle to the reporting of financial information. Okay? And then last but not least, we're going to identify and explain the difference between accrual and cash basis accounting. Okay, the group project is worth 100 points. That is 10% of your overall grade. 90 points are coming from your presentation. 10 points are coming from your self and peer evaluation. Okay, each group member must submit the self and peer evaluation to obtain the points for the projects. Okay. If you do not turn in your self and peer evaluation, you are getting a 0. Okay, you've been warned. Okay, and I will utilize the self and peer evaluation to identify and assess the members' role and participation in the project. Okay, please make sure to keep all of your group members correspondent in case there is a dispute that either a student participated or not participated. We can be able to clarify any questions or concerns. Okay. Each team must designate a team member responsible for submitting the final presentation. Okay, 1 presentation per group. And of course, no late assignments will be accepted. Okay. That are the requirements of the project. Now the grading criteria. How am I going to grade your research assignment here, your PowerPoint project? This is the breakdown of how I'm going to grade your project. Okay, the points for each of the items totaling to 90 points. Okay, so for example, for each of the accounting principles, there are 3 points each, 5 points for the rest. Okay, 10 points for the recording, 15 points for the notes. Okay, so the grading criteria is here. That way you know and you don't have any shock, when I grade your assignment. Well, miss, why did I get this grade? Well, you didn't cover this. That is why I would recommend you use this as kind of like your check figure. When you're reviewing as a group the presentation that's going to be submitted, you have to say, okay, have we met this requirement, this requirement, this requirement, to ensure that every single item has been covered. Okay, so that is also on Blackboard. All of this is available to you. Once you're done, you upload the file, and then I'll be getting it, and then I'll be reviewing it and grading it. Okay. And then once you submit your group project, then you're going to be submitting your self and peer evaluation. Okay, the file's right here. You're going to download the file. Okay, and now here at the very top, student's name, you're going to put your name. Okay, and then down here, you're going to put the names of the students in your group, including your name. Okay, so first student, Jose, Pedro, Luisa, Marco, Paria, whatever. All of the names go on the very first line. And then in these boxes, you have to rank them, depending on their participation. Did they participate? Well, if they did not, if they never participated, you give them a 0. If they rarely participated, you give them a 1. Sometimes or occasionally a 2, and all or most of the time a 3. So students are going to be, for example, here I'm going to put, so over here, I'm going to put my name, okay? And then here I'm going to put the name of my group members, okay? Maria, Lara, second name, okay? Mickey Mouse, okay? Third name, Donald Trump. Whatever name of your group members, okay? Let me give you those 3 examples, and then you're gonna put them, you're gonna rank them, okay? You're gonna go ahead and we're gonna give them a number. Where Maria participated in discussions and brainstorming, rarely. Maintained positive attitude, never. Contributed to work, never. Participated in recording, never. Responded to emails, rarely. So met established group deadlines, rarely. So Maria gets 3 points, okay? Mickey Mouse participated in discussions all the time. Maintained positive attitude all the time. Contributed to work all the time. Participated in the audio? Sometimes. He had difficulty with the audio component. Responded to emails and phone calls? Rarely. Met established group deadlines? All the time. And then you go ahead and you add these numbers. So it's 3, 6, 9, 10, 12, 13, 14, 15. Okay? So Mickey Mouse got 15 points. Donald Trump. Okay, so we're going to do the same thing. We're going to rank Donald Trump. And we're going to see how much Donald Trump gets. Okay? And this is what you're going to be doing for each of your group members, including yourself. Okay? So it's 1, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay? So this is what's going to happen. Now, if I see that, let's say there was four group members, and they all gave Maria Lara a 3, a 0, a 1, meaning Maria Lara did not participate. Okay? Maria Lara will not be getting any points. Okay? Because based on her peers, she never participated. Okay? So I'm going to let Maria know, well, you know what, Maria? I don't think you participated in the group project. I didn't hear you in the recording. You did not introduce your section. And the feedback obtained from your group members, they all agreed that you did not participate. If you have a dispute, you bring it to me and you show me, you can prove to me that you actually participated. Okay, so this is what you're going to do. You're going to tally the points. You're going to give the points for each of the group members. Okay, please be truthful in your responses. Okay, not because you don't like one group member means you're not going to give them their actual points. Okay, if they did well, they participated, they collaborated, they met deadlines, give them the grade they deserve. Okay, I analyze this information and I use it to make a determination on the grade that is going to be issued. Okay. Okay, so let me go back. So you're going to download the file, complete it, save it, and then re-upload it so I can issue it for a grade. This is 10 points, but it is a requirement. You need to complete it to be able to issue your points for the project. Okay, it's not optional, it is required. So these are the two things that are going to happen this week. Your group project submission and your self and peer evaluation submission. Okay. If you have any questions about the instructions, about, completing the assignment, whatever the case might be, let me know. Now, I've had some students ask me, let me just find it. Where is it? Let me find it. PowerPoint. Okay, Miss, what do you mean by having 150 to 200 words in a presentation? Okay. If you see down here, there's a notes section. Okay. So here you're going to put the content. Okay. Key points and phrases. Okay. Maybe some charts. You can embed some short videos. Some diagrams, whatever you want, okay? Key information. Do not overload your slide with content. Like, for example, here you can add, what is a business, okay? And then down here you explain. You can organize your data however you want, your information however you want, but make sure that you just don't overload your slide with information. Down here, this is where you're going to type. You are going to type your notes that supplement the information on the slide. Okay, this is where you have to have 150 to 250 words. So you have keywords and phrases up here, and down here you elaborate on the information provided in the actual slide. Okay, so I'm going to go through each of your slides and I'm going to review each of your slides notes and determine. Now, if you put it on your notes, it's because it's important and you're going to explain it. Okay, I've had so many students in the past write wonderful notes down here. Presentation comes along, and what do? They just read the key phrases in the presentation and they move on. That is not the point. The point is you utilize the information on the slide, You supplement it with the notes, you elaborate what's going on so you can provide us with more information. It's not intended for you just to ignore it, okay? If you put it on your notes, it's because it's important, you want to talk about it, okay? So, just make sure. This is what I refer to as the notes. I need notes down here ranging from 150 to 250 words, okay? So, that is what's going to be happening during week number 7. Make sure you organize your time. You establish deadlines for your group as to by when do you have to submit your part. When are we going to meet and how are we going to meet? Is it going to be via Zoom, via Teams? What are we going to use to meet? So we can be able as a group to review the final presentation, make sure that all of the requirements are met, and make sure that we as a group are happy with what we're going to submit. Okay? So that is basically it for this lecture. I just wanted to provide you where you're going to be submitting your assignments, as well as in PowerPoint where you have to enter your notes. Okay? So that is basically it. Make sure that you work together as a group so you can meet the deadlines, that the audio is clear, and that you have all of the notes written in each of the slides. Okay? I look forward to getting your final projects so I can review them. I love seeing students work, how they come together to form an actual comprehensive project. Okay? So that is it. Until next time, this is Dr. Mercado, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Thank you. Bye-bye.